Saturday, February 15th, and this reading is going to be about the developer update for the 13th of February, 2025. I do want to grab something to drink really quick, so let me just do that and mute myself. Holy crap! That exploded all over my hands. That was not good. Thankfully, it's like mainly on my thumb and like a little bit of the edge of my controller, but it should be fine. 2025 1.2 is an open beta. Yep, we have a new open beta out. You can check out the full beta notes here. We'll be talking about one of the features, Camera Dolly. I want to rotate myself a little bit. A little later on in this dev update, but you should check out the notes and see the big changes, notably main menu updates, age verification changes, and a bunch of SDK updates that are sure to make creation in VRChat easier. Streaming again tomorrow. We'll be streaming tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific time on Twitch. We'll be checking out the aforementioned Camera Dolly, so check in to see it in action. The next jam, we'll be announcing our new World Jam on February 24th. That's in 11 days. 9 days now, actually. Want to discuss your excitement or the plans for the next jam? Join our Discord and check out the Poundside Jams, VRChat Jams channel. Y'all are loud. As we go through and evaluate the data we gathered over the holidays, especially our busiest time right around New Year's Eve, one graph in particular caught our attention. The unsuspecting green line shows our global data throughout, specifically voice packets. Now do you see all those spikes? How do they happen exactly at the hour? Yep, that's all of you shouting Happy New Year, or whatever your local time zone version is. That's funny. So it's at 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. See, your math classes lied to you. Sometimes graphs can be fun. Development updates. Camera Dolly is an open beta. The Camera Dolly is a new VRC Plus exclusive feature for creators who want a little more oomph in their camera. In short, it allows you to set a predefined path for the camera. Think of it like a client animation system for the camera, giving VRChat videographers a ton of extra power to do well whatever you can dream up. I'm pretty sure it mentions it in here, but I'm just curious. I don't see anything on the photo camera. Stream camera. Yeah, Sprout Stream, that's not it. Not under behavior. Yeah, okay, there's Dolly. Oh. That's a lot of stuff that I don't understand. I don't see the option for importing one exactly. One of the things that someone was talking about is there's an option to have your camera record audio from itself. But that I actually don't know. Like, I IC stream resolution, photo resolution, filters, lens visibility, dolly, mask, pins, focus, behavior. But I don't see anything mentioned, so I'm unsure. Just gonna close it for now. Path management. Additionally, paths allow you to play multiple animations in sequence. New camera controls have been added to fine-tune camera usage. Camera parameters. The dolly can animate currently include position, rotation, zoom, focal distance, and aperture. Look at me offsets. These are new. Green screen color. This is new too. Green screen color is really nice, I think. We've included a number of other configuration options to give you even more control over the camera's movement and behavior. How fast does it move? How does it transition between states? Does it loop? You can do a lot more, and it all works with OSC. Just grabbing another thing to drink again. This time not exploding it on my hands. I don't know if it's something with the beta. Yeah, I think it's something with the beta. I'm getting really weird frame pacing. Like, even though I'm getting 50 frames right now, there's like a stuttering going on. I thought it was like my GPU undervolt. I reverted it. Same thing. Camera dolly is likely to remain in beta after 2025 1.2 ships, as it's fairly big and complicated. For more information, we'd strongly suggest reading the docs. I'm just gonna mute for a second to clear my throat. Build and test avatars on Quest and Android. Oh, you can now build and test avatars on Quest and Android using the SDK beta version 3.7.6 and Android Quest client beta version 2025 1.2. This makes iteration on avatars much quicker, as you can instantly see the changes to your avatar in the game client with a single click from the SDK. No need to wait for uploads anymore. Follow the instructions for setting up Android Quest build and test here. That's pretty neat. Imposter 1.20 is live. We've made generation more reliable and fixed quite a few bugs. Fixed the most common issue, or most common cause of imposters being stuck in T-pose. Actually, these imposters were completely disconnected from their animators, so their skeletons wouldn't animate at all. This mainly affected avatars with multiple animators. Fizbones are now simulated briefly before capture. I don't know how much that helps, but I mean, it sounds neat. Fixed an issue that caused imposter's size scale to not match with the original avatar. I have ran into people that I'm like, why is your imposter like 20 feet tall? And then I show them and they're like my height or a little bit taller, and it's like the funniest thing to me. Fix several bugs that could lead to imposters missing body parts. Fallback reflections no longer cause wildly incorrect lighting colors on imposters. Improve logic to be more forgiving on unusual hierarchies and extra parts. Fixed a few causes of visual inconsistencies on the avatar with depth-based shader effects. Since these are fixed on the generator side, they'll only be applied when the imposters are regenerated. We'll do this automatically, but popular avatars will be prioritized, and there are a lot of avatars. If you have an avatar that needs these fixes, please cut in the front of the line by regenerating imposters on the website. Very poor avatars on mobile. Oh, you might have noticed that some users were able to use and see very poor avatars on Android mobile these past few weeks. This is one of the tests we've been running, and we've determined that it's ready to roll out to everyone. So what does this mean? As an Android mobile user, you'll now be able to see up to 4 very poor avatars, including your own. You'll need to manually show other users to see them, but your own very poor avatar will be visible regardless. This works in a rotation when viewing others. The oldest shown very poor avatar is set back to use safety settings when you manually show another user using a very poor avatar if the cap is 4 and reached. This will only last that session, and upon launching VRChat, all shown users encountered using very poor avatars will revert to use safety settings. Avatar visibility below very poor is unaffected by this change. Basically, avatar visibility on Android Mobile now works like how it does on Quest, but with a cap of 4. Very poor avatars shown at once. Previously, users in Android Mobile could not see or use any very poor avatars. I actually had no idea about that. I just assumed because it's Android that it'd be the same, especially because it's like a lot of Android phones will have like 8 gigabytes of RAM or 12 gigabytes of RAM, which is more than what the Quest 2 has. But I don't know. We tried this as a test as first to ensure that there was a negligible impact on performance and crash rate, which turned out to be the case when limited to 4 very poor avatars shown at a time. For context, a vast majority of Android avatars are very poor, which makes finding avatars exceptionally difficult for new and existing users. This is one of mobile's biggest feature requests. While this is only available on Android for now, we're aiming to bring this feature to iOS in the near future. My avatar is very poor on iOS, so even though I've been uploading it to be iOS compatible, it's very poor. So it's never been visible anyways. That's honestly kind of funny. We fixed Linux support for building worlds in an upcoming SDK release. You'll be able to upload worlds using the VRChat SDK and Unity for Linux. We have the technology. Built-in SDK avatar optimization is coming soon. We're working on a built-in avatar optimizer. You can see it in action here. In short, our optimizer does the following. Mesh merging. The tool will try to merge all meshes it can. Some meshes are excluded due to animations, although this might be improved in the future. Blend shape baking. Blend shapes that are being used by animators or visemes will be excluded. This includes MMD blend shapes. Users can also define custom blend shapes to be excluded if they'd like. Texture atlasing. Texture atlasing will require a shader with an atlasing variant. If a shader has a certain criteria met, the tool will be able to combine and atlas each texture properly. This works with our standard light texture to start. Animator or animation mapping. After all the other changes have been made, the animation remapper will remap past animations to ensure that they are still compatible with the new format. This means that toggles should still work after the process finishes. In addition, the optimizer includes a fallback system for materials on mobile platforms. On those platforms, the tool will attempt to change materials to a compatible shader when the avatar is uploaded. The optimizer can be fully disabled or otherwise configured based on your needs. There's also a preview function built into the SDK, allowing you to see what's going to happen before you upload your avatar. And that is it for this developer blog reading. Number of people that are happy about like the built-in optimizer. Fishbones are now simulated before the capture. Could we get VRChat constraints simulated like this too? I've got an avatar of fake arms that follow the real ones via constraints in order to be animated while maintaining IK. That's smart. Any plans for a decimation for the avatar optimizer? That would be pretty neat. especially considering that, I don't know if it still says it in there, but like how there's plans to remove very poor at some point for Android avatars, which I don't know. I can still see that maybe happening, but they've been talking about that at this point for like years. The idea is that the custom shaders on PC will be able to opt in to the optimizer, exact details to be determined. No plans for the decimation stuff. They are looking into it, but it's not on the roadmap. I can't really argue with that, but I feel a bit sad to see that another feature for VRChat Plus and still nothing for non-VRChat Plus users. I completely get that customization features can be behind a paywall as purely personal cosmetic, but features like the dolly feels a bit like forcing VRChat Plus features. I feel like that's maybe a topic that I could ramble on at some point. Reading this, it's just a bunch of people talking about different ways for like optimizing avatars. It's a random comment about getting like Vulkan support. Don't know where that came from or why. People talking about Polytool. Polytool is something that's been out for a couple years now. It's a automated tool that would allow you to decimate your avatar, which is pretty neat. Some people talking still about Linux. Multiple people not happy about VRC Plus being required right now for the camera dolly system. Yeah, there's more people talking about that. Another person talking about that. Some people really happy about the whole update. Let's see. Other people asking about like very poor on mobile. Someone saying like thank you for testing very poor avatars on Android mobile. I can enjoy VRChat while away from home. Just need a headphone mic to have a clearer mic and keep the voices in game. Regardless, that is the end. Or I'm almost at the end of scrolling it here. I'm at 50 out of 63. More people talking about the whole performance stuff. iOS and how like graphics are limiting or something like that. I want to try it on iOS, but I didn't have VRC Plus when they started opening that stuff up, and I was kind of in like a bit of a... I wasn't playing VRChat that much at the time, so it didn't really matter that much to me. But yeah, I don't know. People are talking about auto optimization still. Yeah, there's like multiple people going back and forth, like almost arguing certain points. It's kind of weird. It's always interesting to me where it's like something like that, where it's like, oh, it's a tool that looks like they're planning to have it as like an automatic thing possibly in there. And it's like, sure, you can, I would assume, turn it off. But just that people are like, oh, I don't want this like here. Like it reminds me very much of, I know some people that were very against the whole VRChat Creator Companion, and even some people that don't use it at all, which, if you don't use it,